just want to write this in your real quick. I want to walk through target market. What is a target market? What does it look like? What's ours? Can anyone define what a target market is for me? Anyone define a target market? Put in the chat. What is a target market? The people you want to market to. Yeah. All right. Thank you. But it's the group of people that is most likely to purchase your product or service, right? So thank you, John. Demographic, people you want to sell to, most willing. Absolutely. So if you own a company and you're marketing, maybe it's a beer. Even with beers, if you guys look at commercials, they target different groups. Have you guys noticed that, right? Like Corona is very like the beach, the boat goers, right? The outdoor, like drinking, like where Dos Equis is like the, sophisticated man, Dos Equis, right? You guys know what I'm talking about? The advertising's different because their target market, like who they're targeting to buy their beer, is different. Y'all, every single service, every single product, anything that's going to be sold or in exchange for money, like it has a target market in terms of who you want to target. Okay. Well, y'all, we have the same thing. All right. And our target market, we call them MAC customers. Okay. And so what is the M stand for? Anybody? And you can put it in the chat or you can yell. Someone already put it, married. All right. And Kathy can't spell married. All right. Why do you feel married is better than single? Please put in the chat. Why do you feel married is better than single? Tell me that. And then while you guys write that, all right, what do we have here? Cool. They use more than, yeah, there's definitely more cooking going on. Yes, Ruth, there's more income, more disposable income, more likely to have a family, combined income. Yep, you guys are right on. Cool. And so there's typically more than one income or enough to go around. And there's more cooking typically when there's two people. So absolutely, you guys are spot on. A is average age. Please put in the chat box. Why do you think average age, which is 30 to 60, all right, 30 to 60. Why do you think these are our best customers? Why do you think this group is better than late 20s? Go ahead and jot that down. Why is this group better than late 20s, 30 to 60 years old? And then on the opposite end, if you want to start answering, why do you think this age group is better than 70s and 80s? I want to hear from some of y'all there. So older people don't eat out as much. All right. By the way, under 20, like under 30, they're usually getting established. Like they're not established yet. They're still like paying off college loans, this, that. Now, by the way, are there exceptions? Yeah, at 25, I was crushing it. My girlfriend, she was married with 3 kids, had 2 businesses at age 26, 27. But those are exceptions to the rule. But the fact is, if you guys ever work for a company that sells anything that has to do with a house, whether it's fences, jacuzzis, pools, I don't know, shades for the windows, like anything that has to do with a home, just know right now, I'm giving you an inside scoop. That demographic, 30 to 60, is the age group that spends the most money on things for their home. Cool. So point blank, and you can look at all market studies on this. So this is the group that spends the most money on items for their home. So why not younger? Younger might still be getting established. Why not older? Well, they don't really need products that are guaranteed forever, right? And so that's why this group is better. All right. And then the last one is C. All right. I'm from Miami and I speak Spanish. So it's casa or crib, but they actually own their own place. All right. They own their place. Why do you think owning versus renting? Why do you think owning is better than somebody renting? Anybody? And once you buy a house, that's when typically you are going to make investments into the house, right? Like, yeah, Darren, like if they're still moving, hopping around, like there's certain things that you're not going to, because you don't know if it matches, you don't know what goes. And typically when you, absolutely, Jalen, you nailed it. When you buy a home, you care more about what it looks like, what's in it, especially if it's going to be in there for 10, 15, 20 years, you care a little bit more than if you're just renting or going through. Cool. So once you have a place and you own it, now you're like, oh, let me get that sofa set, right? That you're going to spend however much, a couple $1,000, but it's going to be in there for 10, 15, 20 years. Let me get that nice fridge. Let me get that nice knife set. Let me get that nice. And so that's when they are more likely to make those investments. All right. So the best people to see, obviously you guys see that here, and we're mentioning them. I like to call them MACs. All right. So MAC, so MAC customers, those are your A+ customers. All right. So they absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt, are the ones that are always going to be the best sales. And we'll talk about this more tomorrow, okay? But I just want to kind of give you guys the inside scoop. If I'm you, I'm trying to find as many Macs as possible, right? I had less Macs. My family was divorced, apartments, Social Security, lower income. And so I didn't have as many, but I worked hard to find as many as I could. People from my church, people from my volleyball team, coaches, my mom's old boss. I was like, I want to find every Mac that I can, because y'all, once you see a Mac, guess who they know? They know more Macs. Everyone knows people just like them, a little bit above, a little bit below. And all you need is one person to change your business around. I mean, I remember Matson Wardy, he had moved here from out of the country. And Matson had one person. His roommate in college was the only person that he knew in the US. And he went to go see his roommate's aunt. And they went over to his aunt's house for dinner, hung out. He did a demo, sold a couple $100. But y'all, he got 62 Mac customers from his roommate's aunt. She was a nurse. She was involved with her church. She was in the church choir. And so she had a bunch of Mac customers. So that is money, money, money. But that is your best people. Okay. Your next best, B customers, let's say like those would be ones that are like an MC, then a C customer would probably be like an MA, and then if they just have this would be an AC, a D customer would be like an MA. All right. And by the way, there's exceptions to all of this. And then an F customer is they just have one mark. All right. Just not the best customers. So just knowing there's like a skill to this. And tomorrow I'm going to walk you guys through like where you want to start. But my recommendation for you tonight, how many Macs can you collect numbers for? Cool. If you can focus on that and grow your Mac base, my Mac base was about 12. And then once I went through the church directory, went through their stuff, I was able to build my Mac base to over 40. And then once I sat down and met with Carrie and my best friend's mom, Julie's mom, when we sat down, Carrie was the cheerleading coach. Mr. Doan was the softball coach, and he was the dean of the school he worked at. And so he had a lot of other Macs he knew. I got 36 Macs from Mrs. Doan. I got 32 Macs from Mrs. Peralta. I got 20 something Macs from Carrie. After my first 6 appointments, guys, I had over 130 new people to see, and almost every single one of them were Mac customers, because that's what I asked them to help me get more of, because I didn't know that many Macs. So this is huge. And yeah, Naomi, we'll talk about that later. This is huge. So tonight, your big focus, and I'm going to hand it to Claudia to show you guys how, but your big focus is how soon, like, can you get to 100 numbers tonight? I want to see if somebody does. That'd be awesome. And we'll have a prize for you tomorrow if you do. Anybody who has over 100 phone numbers already collected to Mac customers, you're going to get a free piece of Cutco. But work hard on this tonight. It really pays off. All right. So just know that. So as you go through your list, and Claudia's going to show you how to set up your app. We're going to show you how to collect more numbers. We're going to go through all this stuff right now with you guys on like, how do you get more names? What is the best way to go to your parents, right? How do you get your friends' parents' numbers? How do you do that? We're going to walk you through that. And then we're going to set up your app so that you guys know how to sort it, and you guys want to get organized tonight, because that's going to make tomorrow so much easier. So to take over,